Hey guys, today's class is all about volume. I'm extremely excited, but first let me tell you a quick story about one of my clients who struggled with volume. When she first came in, she didn't know where to start. She didn't know which products to use. She didn't know how to use them. She heard a ton of things and they were all conflicting. She would watch YouTube videos where the model is in full face makeup and she has perfect hair. And of course, they get all this volume and it looks super easy. And after watching these videos, my client would run to the bathroom, try and do the exact same thing in the mirror, and it never worked. So I had to tell her that those videos were recorded on models with perfect hair that does exactly what you tell it to and looks amazing all the time, no matter what. But 99.9% of people don't have perfect cooperative hair. So I told her to forget about the celebrity stylist, Hollywood look that only works on models. So instead, I showed her the real world way because we live in the real world and we have real hair. Like anything, it took a couple tries for her to really nail it, but after that, she was able to easily and consistently get volume whenever she wanted. So now I'm gonna show you the exact same thing that I showed her. There are 3 ways to get volume and they're actually all pretty easy. So my process works like this. You do the first step, and if that's enough volume for you, you're done. But if you want more volume, you go to step 2. And again, if step 2 gives you enough volume and you're happy, you just stop. But if you want more, you keep going to step 3. All right, simple enough. Let's go ahead and dive into it. Here are the 3 ways to get volume. The first way is to blow dry your hair with a volume product. And no, volume shampoo does not count. It doesn't give you much volume at all. Volume shampoos are just formulated to be very light. That way you're able to get volume. They don't actually do the work for you. You have to do it. So to blow dry your hair, you need some type of volume styling product, like a blow dry cream, a mousse, or a root lifter. And then you need to make sure you actually apply it to your roots because that's what gives you volume. You can put it elsewhere too for fullness and body. I actually recommend doing that. But to get volume, you must put it at the root. That's what gives your hair lift instead of droop. One of my biggest promises to you is to always make things simple. Hair tends to get really complicated really quickly. So I'm only going to give you 2 options for volume product. Between these 2 products, you can get any result you want. You have 1 product for strong, super volume, and you have 1 product for medium volume. For tons of volume, my favorite product is Redken's Stay High. This is great for like big Texas hair, or if your hair is super flat and you can never get volume, you want to use this. For medium volume, my favorite product is Redken's Big Blowout. This is good for some volume, but nothing crazy. If when I say big Texas hair, that freaks you out, you want to use Big Blowout. So regardless of which volume product you picked, you're going to use it like this. You're going to work it in to the roots at the crown of your head. When I say the crown of your head, I mean basically this whole top part of area. That's where you really want the lift. So here's how you're going to do it. You're going to put your product in your palm, and to get it on your root, you're going to pull your hair apart and then put it in the crease. Pull your hair apart a little bit over, put it in the crease, and continue doing this until you get it all the way all over your crown. Now, when you're applying the product, you don't want to put too much towards your hairline. It'll give it like a weird look, almost like it's stuck together. You want to keep it back away from the hairline. After you have your product in there, you're going to start your blow dry. But when you do your blow dry, the brush is going to go up. Everything is going to be up instead of down. If you pull down with the brush, you're going to decrease the volume and flatten the hair to your head. So always go up with the brush. If you don't know how to blow dry, it's a little bit too much to go over in this video, but you want to hit subscribe because I'm going to come out with that pretty soon. So that's the end of step 1. Like I said, if that's enough volume for you, you're just going to stop here. But for most people, it's still not enough volume, and you're going to want to go on to step 2. Step 2 is setting the hair for volume. And believe it or not, hair is almost like chocolate. When chocolate gets warm, you can put it into whatever shape you want, and then when it cools off, it'll stay in that position. So in this step, we're going to pretend your hair is chocolate. We're going to get it warm, then we're going to set it for volume, and we're going to let it cool so that volume lasts. So here's how you're going to do that. In the salon, we usually use clips because rollers are unsanitary. But for home use, you want to use rollers. They're actually much easier. Here's how it goes. After you blow dry a section, while it's still warm, you're going to wrap the top around a roller, and then you're going to roll it all the way down to your scalp, and then it's going to sit there. It's actually much easier than it looks, and you only need to worry about doing the top of your head because that's where the volume comes from. But if you want, you can do the rest of your head as well. After you're done, it should look something like this. And then you're just gonna let it sit. 5 minutes is good, but you can go longer if you like. Now, after those 5 minutes or so, you're gonna take the rollers out and see how your hair looks. If you have enough volume, you're gonna stop and you're good to go. But if you still want more volume, we're gonna keep going and do step 3, which is teasing. So I'm gonna tell you right away, teasing can get a little messy, and I'm not a fan of doing this unless you absolutely have to. So the strategy goes like this. You're basically gonna create a mess of hair at the bottom of the hair shaft to provide support and lift for the hair above it. So I'm gonna take my teasing brush and create a little bit of a mess next to the root, but I'm only going to do it on the underside. That way, when I lay the hair back down, you don't see it, but you have volume. This is kind of a last resort type thing. This isn't gonna make your hair feel amazing, it's not gonna last as long, and it's kind of messy. But it's great for volume, and that's what this video is about. So that's the entire 3-step process. But remember, you only wanna go as far as you need to get the volume that you want. Most people are only going to blow dry and then set the hair for volume, and that'll be enough. But if you have to tease, tease away. Just remember, this is like anything else. The first time you tried to ride a bike probably took you a couple tries. If this doesn't work perfectly the first time, keep going. It's gonna take a couple tries before you really nail it. One last thing to consider is that the stronger the volume product is, the more it'll affect the texture of your hair. Volume products work by filling the space in between your individual hairs. If your hairs were super sleek right on top of each other, touching each other, you're not gonna get any volume. But if you space them out a little bit, that's where you get volume, that's where you get the lift from. That's how the products work, so they do change the texture a bit. So that was a lot. Congratulations, you completed my professional guide to getting hair volume. Your homework now is to try it out the next time you style your hair. If you need to get a volume product, you can find all my favorites in my salon's online store in the description. If you have any questions, leave a comment and I'll make sure to get back to you.